The whole food plant-based diet, also known as the WFPB diet, is incredibly healthy for humans. And in this video, I want to share with you 10 really interesting facts that you won't believe about the plant-based diet. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Minus the Gym. And I just want to share with you guys really quick, I was looking at my analytics and I can't believe since the beginning of 2020, just this year alone, I've gained nearly 150,000 subscribers. And I am just over the moon about that. That is amazing. I can't believe it. But with those 150,000 people, I'm sure a lot of you don't really understand why I choose to eat a plant-predominant diet. So that's why I'm making this video. You know, I'm not just some crazy vegan. I'm not crazy. I'm not even really 100% vegan, to be honest, but I eat a highly plant-predominant diet, and I wanted to show why. So these are my top 10 most interesting facts about the plant-based diet and why I choose to eat this way. All right, so I'm going to do this as a countdown, starting with fact number 10. And number 10 is the blue zones. For those of you who aren't aware of the blue zones, that's just a name given to the 5 regions of the world that have the longest living cultures or the best longevity. All right, this comes from a study called the Blue Zone Study that was done, I believe it was back in 2004 when it was conducted. It was published in Time magazine, in National Geographic, and other major publications. And these 5 longest living cultures in the world eat, you guessed it, a plant-based diet. Some of them, like the Seventh-day Adventists of Loma Linda, California, some of those people eat a 100% plant-based diet, while the other 4 regions of the world are eating a plant-predominant diet, consisting of usually about 95% of their total calories coming from plants and a little bit coming from animal products. I found this to be really interesting because the Blue Zone study looked at all the possible lifestyle factors that can be contributing to their longevity, and it put a really big emphasis on how much plant-based food these cultures eat. Fact number 9 is that the plant-based diet alters your genes in a good way. And this goes back to research done by Nobel Prize winner Elizabeth Blackburn and her work with Dr. Dean Ornish. They discovered that over 500 genes are changed in your body when you eat a plant-based diet. And some of these genes that are being turned on prevent disease, while some of the genes being turned off can cause diseases such as various types of cancer and heart disease. And I just have to point out that this research clearly backs up what I just mentioned about blue zones and plant-based being good for longevity. Interesting fact number 8 is that a plant-based diet can boost your fitness. And I know a lot of people, when they think of fitness, they think of big muscles and, sex appeal and things like that, but I'm talking about performance. I'm talking about improved cardiovascular endurance because of improved aerobic capacity, meaning that you're able to take up more oxygen during exercise. I'm also talking about improved blood circulation, which can lead to improved recovery times from your workouts. All of this plus a lot more is talked about in the movie The Game Changers. It's a documentary, I highly recommend you check it out, that's about how fitness can benefit from a plant-based diet. And I actually made a review about that movie. I'll put a link up here on the screen if you want to check out my review video, if you're kind of on the fence about watching it. I think I was pretty honest and pretty unbiased in my review, but let me know what you think. Fact number 7 is Annette Larkins. And you're probably wondering, how is that a fact? It's just a person's name. Well, let me show you a photo of Annette. Here she is, multiple pictures of her. How old do you think she is? I would personally gauge her around mid-40s, right? Try 78. She is 78 years old in those photos. And a lot of people have said that eating a plant-based diet is sort of like comparable to the fountain of youth. It's going to help keep you younger. Well, she's proving it. I mean, she's been eating plant-based since her early 30s. In fact, I think she was vegetarian in her late 20s, and then I read that she went raw plant-based in her early 30s. She started growing all of her own food, eating from her own garden, eating completely raw, juicing, and she's been doing that now for, 30, 40 years. Interesting fact number 6 is complete protein. There's a myth out there that all plant-based foods are incomplete proteins, so you have to precisely pair your foods and combine them so you get complete protein at a meal. Not only is that flawed in the sense that you don't need to eat complete protein at a meal because your gut stores amino acids and will assimilate them as necessary and store them as necessary, but it's also flawed in the sense that if you look at any whole plant-based food, you'll see that all 9 of the essential amino acids are present. This means that all plant-based foods are complete proteins. And I think where this myth comes from is that when you compare plant-based foods to meats and other animal products, you will see that animal products have way more protein and much higher amounts of the essential amino acids, but that doesn't mean that you can't count the essential amino acids in plants just because they're lower. You know, some of these amounts are quite low in plants, but you're going to be combining foods anyways. You never just make a meal out of one food when you eat plant-based. You combine them and you eat a variety. So you have nothing to worry about. Complete protein is abundant in a plant-based diet. Interesting fact number 5 about eating plant-based is its benefit to the planet in regards to greenhouse gases. And this might sound kind of like a small number, but just hear me out. Animal agriculture is responsible for 18% of total greenhouse gas emissions on our planet. 18% really doesn't sound like a lot, but when the experts crunched the numbers, they were shocked at what they found. Basically, here's one example. If every American were to remove 1 serving of chicken from their diet per week, that's it, just 1 serving per week, it would be like removing 500,000 cars from the roads, because that's how much carbon dioxide emissions would be saved. That's pretty crazy, right? That's how much eating animal products is really doing to the planet. When a person goes plant-based, it's approximately cutting their carbon footprint by 50%. And fact number 4 is on the same note of saving the planet. It has to do with water conservation. All right, now to grow 1 pound of wheat takes about 25 gallons of water. And that might sound like a lot, 25 gallons for 1 pound of wheat. But think about this. To raise 1 pound of beef takes 2,500 gallons of water. So if you compare wheat to beef, it's literally 100 times more water required to raise beef. All right, we're getting down to the top 3. Fact number 3 is the China study. And I'm not referring to the book, The China Study, although if you don't have this book and you want to learn more about what I'm talking about here, read this. It's definitely worth it. I'll put a link down below. But I'm talking about the China study in general. Okay, this was, for those of you who don't know, it was the largest, most in-depth study ever done on nutrition in the world. And it was performed by the world's leading experts on nutrition. And what they concluded is that the more animal products you have in your diet, the more disease you have in your life. Interesting fact number 2 is the whole food, plant-based diet has been shown many times over to reverse type 2 diabetes. And I know when I say that, I think a lot of people might actually be offended. There's a lot of people out there who have type 2 diabetes. They've dealt with it for years. A loved one of theirs might have it. And you know, when they hear this information, someone on YouTube saying, oh, you could just eat a different diet and get rid of that disease, it can really come off as offensive. But no, this is fact. Okay, there's been tons of people just on forks over knives alone who've gotten off their insulin injections and other diabetes medications with the whole food plant-based diet. But there's even a book written by Dr. Neil Barnard himself. All right, this guy, he is the president of the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. He's a really big name in the plant-based community. And his book here is called Dr. Neil Barnard's Program for Reversing Diabetes. And he explains in this book everything you need to know about how to do it. And really, he provides recipes and everything. And my number 1 most interesting fact about the plant-based diet is that it not only prevents, but can also reverse heart disease. The number 1 killer in the world. And it can be reversed with a whole food plant-based diet. And this book, I know I keep showing you books, and I apologize for that, but I want to help. Anyone who's really interested, you can buy these books and read it for yourself. This book is called Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease by Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn Jr., MD. I'll put a link down below. And this book shows with there's images here, there's photographic evidence of angiograms showing the reversal of coronary artery disease in one of his patients. And he's done this time and time again, and many other people have as well. To think that the number 1 killer in the world, the number 1 degenerative disease, and the number 1 selling drug, statin drugs, that can all be wiped out and prevented, and probably in most cases, just using this diet, it blows my mind that more people don't know about this and more people aren't eating this way. Either we don't care about our health, we don't want to take responsibility for our own health, or The information just isn't out there. I know since this is a fitness channel, a lot of people are probably surprised that I'm not on the high protein, low carb bandwagon, keto and all that stuff. But the more I learn about nutrition and I really get down into the weeds, understanding what truly works and what our bodies are meant to have, the more I realize that fitness, the sex appeal part of fitness, the trying to look really shredded part of fitness, that's actually working against your health. All right, if you're eating a really high protein diet with tons of animal products, lots of fish and lean beef and chicken breast and egg whites, you don't know it yet, but in 10 or 15 years from now, you're going to find out that it's working against you. So that's why part of what I'm trying to do with Minus the Gym is not just show people how to work out at home using mainly their body weight, which is really approachable and it's great, especially during COVID-19. But I also want to bring people the truth about nutrition, that a whole food plant-based diet is really the way we need to eat. It's best for our bodies and it's best for the planet. Okay, I know I usually ask you to hit that like button, and I'm going to ask you to do that anyways if you feel so obliged, but I'm going to ask you for a different favor this time. Please share this video. Share it on Facebook. Share it with as many friends and family as you can, because I really think not enough people know this information about the whole food plant-based diet. So let's try to get the info out there. Let's get the word out. All right, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're new to Minus the Gym, so that you can stay tuned and learn how to work out at home with your body weight to get fit and learn how to eat a truly healthy plant-based diet. All right, talk to you later.